Hey guys, it's Holly. So a couple of you guys may know that my first ever big Lego set was in fact the Lego Disney Castle. Since then, of course, I've spent quite a bit more and it's no longer the biggest set in my collection, but it's definitely still one of my favorites. So when Lightailing reached out to me, which is a company that makes a bunch of different like light kits and all that, they offered to send me one to review. And I struggled for a bit trying to think of what set I should pick, but ultimately it came down, I had to get the one for my first D2C ever, which is the Disney Castle, which also just made so much sense because then I could light it up like it actually is in Walt Disney World. So last week in my PO box, I got this little box here, which is basically just the entire kit for it. And I sat down one day at my dining table and just ripped into it and placed all the lights. Now, for anyone who doesn't have the Disney Castle, it's actually built up in sort of three sections. You have the base, then you sort of have this middle section, and then this giant spire at the top again is its own section. Luckily as well with this light kit in particular, because I personally never had an experience with a light kit before this one, it was surprisingly a lot easier than I thought. The hardest part, honestly, about assembling the light kit is trying to tuck away all of the wires, and I think that's why it took me so long. So I sort of had to disassemble tiny bits and pieces of it, sort of pop off plates here and there, and like feed all of the little wires through, and admittedly at the back it sort of looks a bit messy because of my cable management, but overall it was pretty simple. And I think in total, because this set is so large, I think it took me in the end around 1 to 2 hours maybe to set it up. I feel like if you are placing this kit as you are building it, it is going to be a lot easier. So the box says that there is one LED light kit, which is like all done in like little separate bags, sort of like you're building Lego. I'm pretty sure there was 6 of them. There's also a battery box as well as an installation guide. So you basically get these tiny little bags here, which have the lights in them. There are 6 of them. Admittedly, one of them doesn't even need to be attached into the castle, and that is these 2 lights that sit up the front and sort of project onto the castle. If you don't want to put them in, that's fine. I personally like the way it looks. It reminds me a lot more of Disney World, which is why I personally left it up there, although it is sort of hard to sort of get them and not have them sort of sliding around on my sort of countertop is what I've noticed. Now for the Disney Castle in particular, there are 2 little instruction manuals which you open them up and they're all sort of illustrated with pictures and sort of show you step by step. There were a few points where I couldn't quite see what the instructions were trying to make me do, so I'd have to flick ahead and then flick back, but overall it was a lot simpler than I sort of thought it was. Now also when installing the light kit, I did have to swap out some of the pieces, so I had to take out like a couple of plates here and there and then swap them with the ones that were provided in the light kit, which I looked at the pieces, they all look exactly like official Lego, which is fantastic. It means it's super compatible, and most of the lights are actually additional, so if you do want to take it out and sort of uninstall it, it should be pretty simple. And I've just sort of put all of the pieces that I had to swap out in a Ziploc bag so that they're all together and I know where to find them in case anything happens. But the end result is absolutely magical, and I feel like for something like the Disney Castle as well, being that sort of giant big ticket item as well as a set that realistically is, you know, based off an actual building that has lights on it, I just feel like it is the perfect choice and really just adds so much to the Disney Castle. I've already like taken the time to sort of add little bits and pieces here and there to improve my Disney Castle as is. For example, I added a bunch of like the little Beauty and the Beast characters to one room, so just having these lights on it made me so happy, and I was squealing so much the first time I lit it up. It looked absolutely gorgeous. And now because the lights are on it, it means I can sort of just play music and pretend that I'm watching the Disneyland fireworks from the comfort of my own home. So to show you what this castle looks like in all of its full glory, I thought I would try and edit together the castle all lit up on top of the actual Disneyland fireworks shows and just give you a really up close little montage of just how beautiful this thing looks. How beautiful was that? Personally, what I plan on doing is getting like a giant USB hub and then attaching it to one of those Google automated switches so that I can connect it into like my smart home experience and then set it on a timer so that the castle comes on automatically each night. And then also I don't have to worry about the batteries. One thing I would probably recommend, which if I don't end up doing that solution, is what I'm gonna do, is getting rechargeable batteries just so that you don't kill through them really quickly. So far I haven't had any problems. It's not been like that sort of powered up system that Lego has where it just chews through the batteries, but I guess I'll sort of see how that goes as more time passes. But I hope you guys enjoyed seeing the castle all lit up just as much as I do, and let me know your thoughts on basically how it looks and if you've tried a light kit yourself, because I feel like they've been around for a while and they've been pretty popular, but I don't know too many people that have actually like bought one and tried one until recently. So if you have tried it out, I'd really love to know your experience and let me know in the comments down below. And if you guys enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up and consider subscribing to my channel down below. And again, thank you so much to Lightailing for sending me this. I absolutely love it. And until next time guys, I'll see you later.